press record on this computer. So first off, guys, I just want to thank you guys on behalf of Bianca and I. Thank you guys so very much for coming on this evening. I know many of us are either getting ready for bed, putting the kids to sleep, cooking, getting ready for other evening things, evening calls. And so just wanted to really thank you guys for coming on. In the chat box, please let us know who invited you. So, and let us know where you're joining us from and around the country. We always have a mixed crowd, and so it's fun to see where people are from. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Just because I know like sometimes I want to make sure that we just kind of honor everyone and we have enough time for everyone's questions at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and press present. All right. Everyone can see the screen okay? Can I get a thumbs up if everyone can see the screen okay? Awesome. All right, guys. So again, thank you so very much for coming to this opportunity. Where's Bianca? I want to make sure I can see her. Okay, yeah, I see you. I just want to make sure I can see you on my screen here. Okay, awesome, guys. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So my name is Dr. Stephanie Burgos, and I am so very excited that you guys are here. I actually have been a coach. I've been a part of this business and this opportunity since July of 2013. And if you would have told me back then that what is happening in today's time would be happening, or that we would have a six-figure business in our home, or that I would have more time freedom and more financial flexibility, I probably would have looked at you like you were crazy. And it's probably because I knew nothing about social media. I was a busy medical resident. So I'm actually an emergency medicine physician by my day job. And when I actually found Beachbody, I was in the middle of residency up in Boston at Harvard. I was working 80 hours a week. I was super busy. I was working evenings, nights, overnights, all types of shifts, very chaotic schedule. And yet I was still asking myself, what more can I do? What more can I do in my life? And I think it's because I was seeking something that I could be passionate about. I am married. My husband at the time, which he still is, a dancer, but he's a dancer and he loves to dance. And those who know him know that he loves to dance. And I said, you know what? I want to love something as much as Luke loves something. And I was like, what can I do? Maybe I'll do photography. Maybe, I don't know. And I started going on social media. I also at the time needed to lose weight. I was overweight. I was stressed out. I was a huge emotional eater because I was so stressed at work. I had no self-confidence. I didn't really believe in myself. I was just in I was in that part of that area of my life. And I remember I wanted to get in shape, and I started following people on social media, on Instagram specifically. And I said, you know what? I love what these girls are doing. They're sharing their journey. They're sharing their lives. They're being inspiring to other people. And I love that because in the ER, guys, I treat all the complications of what happens when you don't take care of yourself, and I wanted to do more. And all I have is 15 minutes with a patient in the ER, and I wanted to do more. And so this business kind of fell onto my lap. I remember I was, again, I was looking for something that I could quickly do. And at the time, I thought about doing a program by Shaun T called Insanity. And it was something that my husband had. It was like the bootleg version off his computer that he had gotten from a friend. And I was like, all right, this is good. I'm going to do this. And I remember trying to do it. And I remember like literally feeling like I was going to die because that program is so hard. Those of us who have done that program know how hard that program is. It is challenging. And I was someone, guys, and you may relate to this. I was someone that I was always working out. I used to go to the gym. I used to be on the elliptical machine. I was always walking everywhere. I was in Boston, which is a huge walking city. I was walking 3 to 4 miles a day, so I was active, but I was still overweight, as you can see here in my before picture. And so fast forward, what ended up happening was that I completed most of Insanity. And I said, you know what? I need something a little bit shorter. And the trainer had just come out with a 25-minute program. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. And I want to do this coach thing that I see at the end of Insanity about the Shakeology, and they're going to a summit. Like, I want to do this. If I'm going to do this, I want to go all in. And I remember just signing up. A girl randomly approached me. She said, hey, do you want to do this for the discount? And I was like, yeah, let's do this. Like, I immediately signed up. And I remember that night, guys, like it was yesterday, because it was literally me sitting on my couch in a 900 square foot apartment. And I just remember it was the evening, and I remember feeling so excited and having like a little fire inside of me say, you know what? there's something here. There's something here and you need to pursue it. And I decided at that point that I was going to go all in terms of sharing my journey, in terms of using my social media to be an example to other busy women. And that's what I've been doing for 7 years. In July, it'll be my 8th year starting. For 7 years consistently, I've been sharing my journey. I've been showing up. I've gotten into the best shape of my life. I have the best of friends because of this opportunity. So many other amazing opportunities have come from this. And so the ripple effect has just been amazing. And so that's a little bit of my story. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it along to Miss Bianca.
Hey guys. Thank you, Stephanie. That was so awesome. Like, I always love hearing your story. I love hearing every coach's story and how we come into this, because to me, it's just all so different, but we all share so many common things. Like a lot of the stuff that you said, I could totally relate to. So my story is a little bit different. So my name is Bianca O'Brien, and I've been a coach since October of 2013. So just a little bit under what, as long as Stephanie has. And we've actually met through this business, which is kind of a funny story. She's actually cousins with one of my best friends. So it's really funny how we met through the business, but we also have like family in common, because my best friend's like my sister. So I actually signed up for this because I had a lot of baby weight to lose. I never thought of myself as, doing any kind of coaching or fitness coaching or anything into fitness. I've been the girl all my life that's been really active, and I never really had a hard time losing weight until I got pregnant with my second daughter, Allie. So when I got pregnant with Allie, it was after a couple of years of infertility and just struggling to get pregnant. And when I got pregnant with her, like I said, I was very active. So I was very used to running, and I was running about five miles every single day. And I kept having these miscarriages, and the doctor told me that that I was going to have to tone down on my exercise. And it was really, it was something that I was like, not really, like, I wasn't happy to do it, but I had to oblige because I was so scared. And so when I got pregnant with her, I literally became a couch potato. Like, if you want to know the picture of a couch potato, that was me. I never did any kind of exercise. All I did was eat a lot of cake. I love cake. So if you know me, you know that. And I gained a lot of weight to the point where I was pre-diabetic in her pregnancy. I skyrocketed from 135 pounds to 205 pounds after she was born. And I really, I really didn't worry too much about getting the weight off while I was pregnant. But then once I had the baby, I was like, well, it's going to be easy. I'm just going to lose the weight like I've always lost. And the truth is, I got hit with postpartum depression. I couldn't run anymore because we had just moved to Florida, my husband and and I was unable, Allie was a difficult baby. So I would put her in the car to like jog with her, and she would start screaming. It was hot, and it was just not like ideal. So I called all of the different like gyms, and I was like, can I come, and like, do you have like a babysitting place for her? And every gym told me, no, she has to be at least 1 year old until you can come and work out at the gym. So that's what the child care places, they don't take your kids unless they're 1. And so I found myself in this position where I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get this baby weight off. And it was just piling and piling. And I don't know if the weight made me more depressed or if the depression made me gain more weight, but that just continued to, like, I was not able to lose weight. Like, I would do like a crazy no carb diet for like a week, and I would lose like 10 pounds. And then the next week I would just like stuff myself crazy with carbs, and I would gain it all back. And I was just in this cycle of like lose some, gain some more. And I was really depressed. And the more that I struggled with that, the more depressed I got. And so I remember, I was trying to get, we had to go to dinner, and I was trying to get into one of my jeans, and nothing fit me to go to that dinner. And I remember crying and wearing maternity jeans to that dinner. And I came home and I said, never again. Like, I am going to get this weight off. And so by coincidence, that night I was watching TV and I saw an infomercial for Insanity. And I was like, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy Insanity, which, by the way, if you are 65 pounds overweight and haven't worked out in like 2 years, Insanity is probably the worst program you could start with. That's why you need a coach, because they'll help you in that scenario. But I started doing Insanity. And, it was something that I could do when Allie was sleeping. And it was something that I found myself little by little getting stronger again and regaining my confidence. And I was getting those like happy endorphins like flowing again. And I could start like to feel my mood feel better. And so even though I wasn't losing weight because I didn't fix my nutrition, I was very excited about this program. So when a friend of mine signed up to be a coach, and she was doing a program by the same guy, but it was 25 minutes and a whole lot easier and more directed towards beginners, I was like, sign me up. Just tell me what I need to do. I need to sign up. And same thing like with Stephanie. She was like, do you want to sign up with a discount? And I said, absolutely. I want to be a coach because I want to get the discount. Never did I think that I was going to end up coaching anyone at that point. I really just was focused on me. Like I needed to get my weight in check. I needed to like fix my healthy habits, my unhealthy habits. And I knew that, I really didn't have any confidence that I could actually coach anybody through it. But I lost 32 pounds with that program, right? And I never took before and after photos because I didn't think that it was going to happen. I was so sure that it was not going to work. And so I lost 32 pounds with that program. And the people, I'm a nurse and a flight attendant. And the people that I work with, they were looking at me and they were like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Because they saw that the weight was melting off. And that was the catapult to my coaching business, because when people started to ask, I was like, wow, like deep inside something told me like, maybe you could help them. Like maybe what you can show them what you're doing, and maybe you can help them like actually get healthy just like you did. And so that was when I saw the business opportunity in this, and I started learning and training. And yeah, 7 years later, we're going to share a little bit more about what that grew into, but that's my story. That's how I came into this business.
Amazing. I mean, so amazing. It's so funny. I also have a same story of sitting in my closet, looking at all my clothes that didn't fit me and crying and being so upset with myself. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go right into the most common concerns, questions, misconceptions, objections that we hear, and again, these are the super common ones. And Bianca's going to go ahead and get started with the first three.
Yeah, I think these are like they speak to me so much, because my main one was I'm not good at selling. So true story, you guys, when I was in junior high, we had a trip to DC, and they said, and no way we could afford the trip, right? Like there was just no way. And they said, if you sell these chocolate bars, you can actually earn this trip to DC. So I brought home this big pack, like 2 packs of like Reese's peanut butter cups. I'll never forget. I brought them home and I said, I'm going to sell these because I'm going to go on that trip to DC. I was determined. Like my little 8-year-old or 9-year-old self was like, I'm going, right? And do you know that my dad had to buy all of the chocolates because I never sold a freaking chocolate, the whole box. I couldn't sell anything. And so when I was introduced with the idea of coaching, I was like, this just no way. This is not going to work for me. And my coach, who's been the most amazing mentor, she just showed me that, you don't have to sell anything. You just have to share your story. Like whatever you're doing, share it. What you're eating, share it. If you're working out, share it. If you're drinking your shake, share it. Share it and invite other people to come along with you on this journey. And basically that's all I've done this whole time. I still don't know. I can't sell you to teach anything, but I can tell you and I can show you how to share your story, because we all have a story, right? And then when you think about, a lot of people come into this business, they're like, but I don't have the time. And I think those are the people that come to me the most. And I think there's a reason for that. The people who follow me, they get busy because I'm busy, right? When I started this business, like I told you guys, I was a discount coach for a while. And my coach kept like, every time somebody asked me about the program, I would send them back to her. And she would say, why don't you do this? Why don't you just sign them up? And why don't you help them? And my main response is, I don't have the time. And you know what, you guys, I have a lot of love for anybody that tells me that, because I can understand what it feels like not to have the time. And I can actually see how that's not an excuse. That's an actual thing. Like people are busy. They're really busy. And so my life back then looked like this. I had a newborn. I was a new hire nurse in a hospital. I was learning how to be a nurse. So I was a novice nurse, right? So I had a lot of homework to do. And then I also was flying because that was my main income. So I had the flight attendant job, the newborn, the kids, the husband, the new husband. I had everything in my life going on. Plus, don't forget, I was still working on my health journey. So I had every excuse to say, I don't have the time. And what she told me is like, well, you know what? On the days that you're home or on your layovers, you take the 30 minutes that you do have, and this is what you do. And she showed me how to invite like 3 people, like how to actually run my business by inviting 3 people a day and just working on those little pockets of time. So if the baby was sleeping and I had a little like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I was sending some invites. You know, I was listening to personal development on the way to work. I made it work around my schedule. And I'm so freaking grateful that I did, because I know that I didn't have the time, but those little 30-minute pockets of time, they allowed me to 2 years down the road quit my nursing job. So it was, you know, something that I built. And obviously I was a slow builder when it comes to the business. I didn't have another option. I couldn't hit the ground running because I didn't have time to hit the ground running. But I did what I could with the time that I had. And slowly that created the momentum that led me to one day look at my paychecks from Beachbody. And I was like, wait, I'm making more money staying home with my kids than I am actually working as a nurse. And I was just like, this is, it just blew my mind how the compound effect worked in my favor. And so if that's you and you think about that, like when you hear this, I just want you to keep an open mind and know that we know busy, and we know how to work with busy. Right. So this is something that, don't let that stop you, because it's, I could have let that stop me. And oh my gosh, where would I be today if I didn't? I would still be working that nursing job and, you know, miserable and just being burnt out. And I'm just so grateful that I did. And when you look at the third one, but I'm not inspiring, right? That was me. And I'll tell you why that was me. Like, I can actually say that all of these were me, but that one probably most so than all of them, because I actually was somebody that grew up, like I had a really rough childhood growing up. We didn't have a whole lot of money. My parents were both alcoholics. I was, you know, I had to basically raise my brothers. I was cooking at 9 years old. Like that was the kind of life that I had. And no, I had no one throughout my childhood to tell me, you know, you're gonna do something with your life. You're gonna go somewhere. You're gonna do, you know, you're gonna be someone. I had nobody saying those things over me. All I heard was that I would never amount to nothing, that my best chance was to marry a rich man. That those are the things that I heard growing up. And so when I was asked to share my story and to, you know, speak like on, you know, and to inspire people, I thought like, who am I to inspire anyone? And that's how low I thought of myself, right? I really didn't think that anybody would listen to what I had to say, because I didn't think that my story was worth sharing. And what I've come to realize through a lot, you guys, I mean a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean like a lot of personal development to kind of work on my confidence. Because if you think that you're not inspiring, I really want to encourage you to think about, you know, where your self-confidence is, because you do have a story. You have a message, and the world needs to hear that message. Like you need to gain that confidence, and you gain that confidence through what? Through fitness, through that personal development, through people speaking life over you, because that's what I do with my team. Like we speak life over each other, we encourage each other, we support each other. We're there to help you and guide you so you can gain that confidence, because that's when you're going to really start seeing like what an amazing person you are and how much you have to give to the world. So don't let that stop you.
Oh my goodness, so amazing. I always love hearing your story as well. Your story is so powerful and just really, really inspiring. So yes, totally inspiring. You're so inspiring. One other thing that I heard, you know, for me coming, you know, kind of going down the list, for me, I know one that not that I necessarily struggled with, but I hear a lot from people is that I'm not in shape and I'm not a trainer. Well, I will tell you that Bianca and I are not trainers, and neither are we nutritionists. And so right there, that's already letting you know that you don't have to be those things. And again, we weren't in shape when we got started. And what I've learned is that by, you know, in doing this, I've learned that people love to follow you on the journey. They love, as much as people love seeing before and afters, it's inspiring and it definitely can maybe motivate for a split second. But when you have people that are following along, watching you, like the way Bianca had people at work watching her, like literally week by week, lose the pounds, they're like, what are you doing? Like, and when you're sharing on social media so authentically and so consistently, people are going to see that. And that's why I love it when people come in and they're not at their goal weight, or they have a journey to share, because that is going to help you be much more relatable to people, and it's going to help you have something to talk about so that people can cheer you on. So absolutely, you do not have to be in shape. We have women on our team who've lost 100 plus pounds by being a coach, by being a part of this community. So you can absolutely be where you are now. Where you are now is enough. You're ready to get started with where you are now. You're going to come in, and this business and these products and this solution is going to change your life. So don't let that be an excuse. Another excuse we get is, oh, I don't know a lot of people. Well, I didn't know a lot of people either, and Bianca didn't know a lot of people. And so, in the beginning, a lot of people don't. I never used to post on social media. I was someone that I used to just kind of watch other people, but I never posted. And I had friends from college, and I did have friends from medical school and from grade school on my social media, but I didn't have an Instagram. And we teach you that, guys. You have to understand, neither one of us had business skills in the sense of building a business. We weren't entrepreneurs in that sense. We came in with simply, heart and passion, to really want to change other people's lives by being an example, by changing our lives, right? And so I will tell you that when it comes to, this business, we're going to teach you. There's training that we have, that we're going to teach you the skills that you need so that you can be successful. We're going to teach you how to grow your social media, no matter where you are in your following number right now. So it's not something that you necessarily need to be worried about. And then the last one I hear a lot too is, wait, is this a pyramid scheme? So this was one that I also was curious about when I first got started. And so I decided to look it up and say, what is a pyramid scheme? And actually, a pyramid scheme is illegal. It's illegal in our country. And it's actually when someone comes up to you and they're like, hey, you know what? Give me $100 or $200. And because you're giving me $200, I am going to give you this business opportunity, or I'm going to give you this opportunity, this chance. But there's never any exchange of product. There's never any exchange of services. And so that is a pyramid scheme. What's wonderful about this opportunity is that it is, when you invest, which we'll talk later about what the investment will be, you're actually getting product. You're actually getting the full system, the full package that you need to get started. It's the same system we would give a customer. So it's really awesome. You're going to get everything that you need to get started for a very low, for a very low investment price. So definitely something to think about. And then another one that I hear a lot about is, what if my family or spouse doesn't support me? Well, what I would tell you is that, first of all, it's really important that, if you're going to come into this business, to genuinely ask yourself, are you going to let someone else's fears and concerns, stop you from going after your dreams, or stop you from creating a better life for your family? And so what I would say is that if you don't have necessarily a spouse that doesn't support you right now, it's okay. We have women that it happens to. The best thing we can tell you is to come in, to, connect with our community. You're going to get support from us, and to lead by example. And I can assure you that usually, a lot of times, what ends up happening is that the spouse or the family eventually come on the path and eventually will support you. But a lot of times they need to see a certain amount of success, or they need to see, you having, your life change, or you being happier, or you having more joy, or you losing the weight. They need to see it first because they don't believe, and that's okay. This is not their dream. It's your dream. They're not seeing the vision. It's your vision. And so you shouldn't wait, sit around and wait until people support you 100% before you move forward and do something, because you're always, that's going to stop you from moving forward in life in general, to be honest. And then what if I have my own supplements I like, or my own workouts? This is another one, especially because there's so much variety out there, right? There's so many ways that you can get in shape. There's so many ways you can get healthy. And what I say is that I love our products because they are added tools that you can add to your toolbox. So if you have a favorite shake you love, great, continue your shake. We're not saying you have to get rid of your shake, or if you have a favorite workout that you love to do, incorporate it. Incorporate our workouts into what you're doing right now, especially like if you go to a trainer or you go to a studio or you go to like workout classes. Maybe you can't go to them every day. Maybe when you travel, you can't take advantage of that. So what's nice is that our system is virtual. Our system goes with you no matter where you are. And many of us, Bianca and I, have both traveled around the world, with these workouts, and we've been able to maintain our progress because we don't get off track because of the virtual system. So what I want you to think about this is, I want you to think about this as added tools that you can add into your wellness toolbox. So now Miss Bianca is going to talk to us a little bit about what does a coach do?
All right, so this is our nice way of presenting to you our 4 vital behaviors, right? So the 4 vital behaviors is something that we as coaches, we take to heart. It's how we conduct our business, right? So the number one thing that we do, and it always goes back to this, is working on becoming your best self. So that includes a number of things, right? It includes working on your workouts and working on your fitness journey and working on your nutrition and continually making progress, not necessarily looking for perfection, but always reaching for the next level, right? Always becoming a little bit better than you were yesterday. That also includes working on your mindset. That's a big one. Remember when I talked about my self-confidence? I would not be here doing this call with you guys today if I had skipped that part. Right. And so that is like one of the most important pieces of the puzzle. And I think, Stephanie, I have actually her to thank for getting me started on that path, because I was reading everything I could get my hands on, and I became an avid Tony Robbins fan. And she got me to my very first conference. So it was, now we do conferences together all the time. But that's been my way of working on my mindset, becoming a best version of me, which a lot of people, like, they can see, like, I post my transformation picture and it's always impressive, right? Because I've lost a total of 70 pounds. And so people see it, they're like, wow, that's amazing. That's incredible. How did you do that? But when people that haven't seen me in the past 6-7 years see me today, they're like, who are you? Like, where is that negative person that was always down, that resorted to alcohol and anxiety meds, and I was basically a zombie. That's how I lived my life. And now I'm actually vibrant. I'm 41 years old. I feel better than I did in my 30s. That's because I'm always constantly working on becoming a better version of me. And I have nobody but Beachbody to thank for that. Had it not been for this business and where it came in my life, I don't know where I would be today. Right? So we get to shine our light out for others. So as we're working on ourselves and we're becoming this better version of us, we start to radiate like the positivity and the good things that are happening in our life. It's like a light that, comes from the inside out, and it shines on other people. And so we are that annoying person that's always on your social media, and you're like, why is this girl always so happy? Why is she always smiling? Why is she so? There's a reason for that. That's because that's our community. That's what we surround ourselves with. Like, we are always, if you've ever heard this term, it's like you are the average of the 5 people that you spend time with. Well, the 5 people that I spend the most time with, it's actually not 5. I'd probably say it's like 200, 300 people, but they're all like this, right? They're all working on themselves. And when you surround yourself with people who are growing, who are making progress in their lives, that's what your life becomes. And so you want to be in this community because you're going to absorb all of that light, and you're going to be that light for others, right? You're going to constantly be helping other people do the same thing. So you're working on yourself and you modeling the example. It doesn't necessarily mean that one day you're going to have a 6-pack. I actually like wine and cheese too much to ever have a 6-pack, but I am like very happy with where I am in my body and physically, and how healthy and vibrant I am. And I am very, very happy to help other people always reach for that same level of progress, just constantly knowing that they can do better, pushing them and encouraging them to work on themselves.
That's so amazing. And I always tell people, I feel like so confidently, I always say, if you can give us 1 year of your life, like doing these vital behaviors, I can guarantee you that your life is going to change. And the reason why I so confidently can say that is because I know you will change. I know that by default, and it's because of the personal development, like Bianca's sharing. It's because of working on yourself, because at the end of the day, guys, you have to really think about it. if you want more out of your life, if you want something different than what your life is today, then by default, you're going to have to do something different. Because if you already had the habits, the mindset, the social network, the skill set to create the life that whatever it is that you dream about, you would already have it. So by default, you have to come into this and be willing to grow and be willing to step outside of your comfort zone and be willing to, grow within yourself. And that's why I love this business. Even as much schooling as both Bianca and I did, never was personal development stressed so much as it has been when it comes to being an entrepreneur and building your business. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to what you're capable of and what you're possible and what's possible for you, it starts here. And I always tell people, whether you believe you can or can't, you're going to be right. So let's get you, if you're a negative Nancy right now, or you're someone that you don't believe in yourself, then we need to work on your mindset. And it doesn't mean that you can't have success. It just means we need to work on your mindset. And you need to be around a loving and supportive community that's going to encourage you and push you to be better and to live better, not only for yourself, but for your community and your family. So just want to add that there. All right. So I'm going to talk about the money because I like talking about the money. So show me the money. So I like to talk about how we make money. And after this, we're going to share with you some slides showing some of the income progressions within our team. And we share that to inspire you. We share that to show you what's possible. So when it comes to making money, we make money 3 ways. Okay. So the first one is our retail commission. And so that is for every product that you sell, you get 25% commission. So whenever you sell, one of our shake products or our beach bars or our detox or whatever, you get 25% commission. Whenever you sell Beachbody On Demand or you get a renewal on Beachbody On Demand, you get 40% commission. So that's one way that we make income, is by directly by what we sell and the commission that we get off of that. Okay. So that's one way. The second way, which is the amazing way, which is why people get into direct marketing and come into this industry, is because of the residual income side, which is what happens when you build a team. And we call it the team cycle bonus. And so a very rough estimate for those of you who are more numbers people, but a very rough estimate is that we get paid every week. Every Thursday is payday for us. And based on, yes, and then based on what our team made in the week prior, we get a paycheck. So roughly when it comes to the team, for every $300 in production that our team, creates, we roughly get anywhere from $14 to $18 depending on our rank. And so that is, that's a very rough kind of high bird kind of explanation. But it's just to teach you, it's just to show you that as you grow other people and as you grow your team, the potential for residual income coming from the team will grow. And this is the reason why people come into this industry, because what ends up happening is that the longer that you're in this business, if you are a building coach, what's going to end up happening is that the majority of your paycheck will start to be mostly from the residual income, and a small part will be from what you actually sell month to month. Because remember, it's, I don't want it to just rely on what I sell month to month. I want it to also grow beyond that. So the residual income side is the second way that we make income. And then the third way is through what we call quarterly bonuses, which is a great incentive that Beachbody has for people who help to build other leaders. And so as you build 2 major leaders in your organization, you get about $1,000 every quarter as a bonus. When you build 5 leaders within your organization, you get about $5,000 every quarter. When you build 10 leaders in your organization, you get about $20,000 a quarter in bonuses, quarterly bonus for having 10 leaders within your organization. And when you get to 15 leaders, which is our highest rank that they incentivize, you get anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000 in quarterly bonuses. So definitely great incentive in terms of helping others to have success. And so that's what I love. It's like the more that I help my team have success, the more that it trickles back up. And like now, when I'm thinking about what's coming for the future, I'm just envisioning like a team of women who have more money, more time, and we can all travel and we can all have fun. And like, that is literally the vision that I have in my head that gets me excited, every single day. So before we show the income progression, Bianca's going to go first. I just want to kind of say, there's a statement we like to say before we show income, which is that, of course, no money is ever guaranteed. And so I don't want you to see this and we're saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to join this team and it's going to happen like this, because that is not how success happens. And so every single one of these coaches has reached the success that they have because of their skill and because of their hard work. And so we like, you know, we have to make sure that we say that. Oh no. Oh, where'd your picture go?
Oh,
uh,
it disappeared.
it disappeared. Let me see. Give me a second. I know what I need to do. I need to stop. Oh, this happens. This happens. Oh,
Look at all the pretty faces. Hi, guys.
this is like you're learning. We're gonna do this on the fly. No, it's here. It's just I have to reset it. This happens whenever there's a new picture.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Canva. You get Canva training along with your coach training.
Yes, you get Canva training along with your coaching. You get to learn how to do these presentations. So I'm gonna put this up for now. Right now, you can go ahead.
Okay, that's me. So let me just say that I'd 100 times rather post a picture of me in a bikini than post my income up there. It really makes me like, don't like to do it. But there it is. I realized, as I was talking to my husband about this yesterday, I realized that, you know, a lot of people message me because they're like, I want to be a flight attendant. That looks like an amazing job. Can you tell me more about it? They can always go on the Delta website and Google and see how much a Delta flight attendant makes. So we top out, after 12 years, we make about $65 an hour. And that's no secret. Everybody can go on there and they can research it. And based on my 70-hour schedule, they know exactly how much I make. As a coach, it gets tricky, right? Because every coach, it's dependent on what they have put into their business. And so as I look at this and I share it with you, let me share it with you that this is my income that is higher than what I was making as a nurse. This is my income that reflects just about the same as I make as a flight attendant, but I never have to leave my kids. I can be home to do this. And this is also an income that was built exclusively on working my business 1 hour a day. So I want to ask you, like, if you were to divide that income and you were to divide by the hours that I spent on this business, how much do you think I'm making? Way more than the $65 that I'm making with Delta. So I want to use this as an inspiration for yourself, so you can think of what's possible, because I know, like, when it comes to coaching, everybody you're going to see different incomes, and you just remember that everybody is putting a different amount of time in. Everybody's life is different. Some people have kids, some people can work full time, some people can work 12-hour days, some people can only work 1 hour a day. So their incomes are going to reflect that, but it is very much up to you how much you make. It's however much you are willing to commit to it.
Yes, absolutely. And it's just so inspiring. I always say working 1 hour a day is very inspiring for sure. Next person here is Chelsea. So Chelsea is one of the leaders within our organization. And I love her income progression because she's a teacher. And, I always say teachers do not make enough money. I don't know if there's any teachers on here, but I will say that you guys work really, really, really hard. And those who know teachers know that. So this year, for the first time ever, she's actually surpassed her monthly teaching income, which is amazing. And she's just so excited. You can see that back in April of 2017, for May at least, she was making $614. And now in 2020, she made $2382. So amazing progress for her. And now she is saving up for a home. She is dreaming bigger than she's ever dreamed before. And it's really beautiful to watch her continue to grow. This is Courtney. Courtney is actually related to Chelsea, who was the one before this. And what I love about this is she's a brand new coach. And she is someone who has all the excuses in the world as well. She is the mom to a severely disabled child, and that requires 24-hour kind of care. And she has 2 children actually. And I love that she simply just shares her journey. She shares her excitement, her enthusiasm for these products. And just in 1 month, she went from $275 to $790. And every time I think about her, I get so excited because I know how much money it takes to care for a child with special needs, but especially, you know, with where they are in their family. So I'm just so grateful that she's a part of our community. And I'm so excited to see how Beachbody and our team in this community and her business blesses her life and how it continues to bless it. So that's Courtney. This is Anna. Anna is another teacher. So you attract a lot of who you are. So these are all Chelsea, and so they're all teachers. And so Chelsea, Anna is a teacher as well. So you could see just the progression from last year, $128 to this year, $1,303. A teacher. She's going to be also she's on track to matching her income as a teacher this year. So really inspiring. You know, what would this extra income do for you and your family? Here's Chelsea. Chelsea is another one of my rock star coaches, one of the leaders on our community. She's someone who is a banking manager. And she came to me 2 years ago and she said, you know what, Stephanie, I want to pay for my honeymoon, a $10,000 honeymoon. And I said, all right, let's go. She was a discount coach up until then. And she had been a coach for a while as a discount coach. And she made a decision. And guys, sometimes all it takes to change your life is a decision that you're going to go for it no matter what. And you're going to see it through and you're not going to give up. And within that year, she like blew it out the water. And so, and over the past 2 years, she has been on fire. So back in 2018 for April, she made $1,000. So again, in December, she had come to me, had not been making any money, and then came to me. And then within 4 months, she made, by her fourth month, she was making over $1,000 a month. And then this year in April, she made over $4,000. So again, and she now has big dreams as well, dream home, thinking about what income she wants to make so that she can retire her and her husband. So again, really dreaming big, very, very excited for her. Carla is another amazing, one of our amazing leaders. And she is someone who is also on fire, super passionate. She runs a business with her parents. And so in April of 2018, she brought in $1,200. So she's been consistently working this business. And now she's at a point where she's reached her momentum is skyrocketing. And it's because of that consistency, which I already know that in May, her income was probably more. But in April of 2020, this year, she made close to $4,000 at $3,800. And so I'm very proud of her. It's very inspiring to see what these ladies are doing. She works a lot. Like not the business a lot, but she works like in her job, like her day job a lot. She works pretty much almost like 6 days a week. And so she runs this business with her mother. So the fact that she's able to do that plus do Beachbody and build the momentum that she's building with Beachbody speaks a lot to her discipline and her time management and being willing to not give in to her excuses and just keep, believing in herself. And then this was us. This was my husband and I in this year. So we've been doing this business now for, like I said, in July, it'll be 8 years. And we've been showing up. Guys, when I tell you in 7 years of building this business, I've never not shown up on social media. And I don't say that to say like, wow, that's crazy, but it's more showing the consistency and more showing that of just sharing my story authentically. And so in April of 2018, we were making about close to $6,000. And in 2 years, we have doubled that, which is incredible to me because, we're now getting to a point where I'll be, almost matching what I bring in as a physician. And so for me, I decided to do this business because I wanted to make extra income. I will encourage all of you to have multiple streams of income. When it comes to wealth building, when you're in our community, you're in our team, I'm going to encourage you to think about, building wealth, to think about what are you doing to secure multiple streams of income. As you start making money in this business, I'm going to say, what are you going to do to diversify that money? What are you going to be doing to save? And so these are the types of things that we talk about, within our community as you grow, within your business. So again, just using this as inspiration and showing you what's possible. So Bianca.
Yeah. So, okay. So you're hearing this and you're like, wow, if you're anything like me, that inspires me. Like that fires me up. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. How do we do it? Right. So I want you guys to keep in mind that when you come into this business, it's very much your business. You're going to have mentors, you're going to have coaches, you're going to have people who will show you the way, but you're never going to hear us telling you what to do. So you're going to have to decide for yourself, how is it that this business is going to fit into your life? And so you have a lot of flexibility in that. Like take a really deep breath and look inside your life and inside yourself and decide what it is that you want out of your life, right? This was a step that I had to do way when I first started, like way back. It's creating that vision and knowing where I wanted to go, right? Because if you don't know where you're going, then there's no way you're going to get there, right? And a lot of times what I find is people are just in that hamster wheel, and they're just getting up, feed the kids, get to work, come home, feed the kids, go to sleep. Like they get on that little wheel, and they don't really imagine what's possible. And so I really want you guys I want to encourage you, if you're really considering doing this and if you decided that you're going to do this, take a time and just decide for yourself where you want it to go. Because you can very much come into this business thinking, okay, I just want to lose some weight. I want to work on myself and I want to feel better. And I feel like this can really help me. You can come into this business and say, you know what, I like to save some money. Let me sign up as a discount coach, right? A discount coach is just somebody who uses and loves the products. They love a deal, right? So they want to get the 25% discount. They want to be a part of our community. They want to see what it's all about. They want to learn about it. They want to be around it. And then they also want to have like access to like the new programs and all of the stuff that we have to offer, but they're mostly interested in working on their own journey. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. If that's you, then you would be a discount coach. It's what we call a discount coach. You're very much still a coach. So you can very much, start getting those amazing results. And when people start to ask, you can transition into a hobby coach. And what a hobby coach does is basically everything that the discount coach does, but instead of just keeping it to themselves, now they're sharing it with others, right? They talk to people about how the business works. They talk up to people about the products. They're very happy to post and share on their social media, and they talk to everybody who wants to hear about it. And so they will start to build, like that's very much what I was when I started with those 30 minutes a day. That was me, right? I was still showing up. I was sharing. I was talking about it mostly because people were asking me, but I was sharing it. And so I was a hobby coach. I didn't have the time that it took to dedicate to becoming like a full-on business builder, which is what I do today, right? So it can grow into that if that's what you want in the future and you don't have the time. This is how you can get started. Just come on as a hobby coach and then start, doing the training and learning and become a business builder. Now, a business builder is somebody that wants to hit the ground running, right? They have big dreams. They know where they want to go. They're ready to like get started. They want to learn everything there is to learn. They want to start sharing. They want to talk about it. They want to go on their social media. They want to tell the world about what Beachbody is and what it's doing for them, right? So they not only do they just love the groups and the community, but they want to build their own teams. This is where like it really gets beautiful. Like you see this beautiful picture of Stephanie with her girls. It's a community that you build, and you get to attract people who are like you. And that's, I have to say, like that is my favorite part of this opportunity, is just finding people who you want to link arms with and running with, and just like working on your dreams together and having these big goals for your team. It is the most amazing part. And you can get, like Stephanie was saying, like you can build that wealth and start, taking trips, earning trips even, like, because Beachbody does reward us with a lot of trips. We get trips a year, like every year, sometimes two, depending on your level, you get 2 to 3 trips a year. And you get to go with these people that you meet online and that you become friends with, and they become like your tribe, and it's so fun. So just think for yourself, like, what is it that you want? Is it just to work on yourself? Is it maybe to make a little bit of extra income, maybe pay for your products? Or do you want to actually like build a community and have that, like, maybe leave your job like Stephanie, like I did, like you could do that. So I just want to plant that vision for you guys, and you get to decide that, which is the cool part.
Absolutely. And we'll ask you that, we'll ask you, what is your goal? And we'll honor whatever your goal is, and we'll help you achieve that goal. So that's 100% is what we're going to do. So what do you get when you invest? So when you invest, which we'll talk about on the next slide. So when you invest, you're going to get access to a full year access to all of our workouts. You're going to get a ticket into our virtual gym. You're also going to get access to all of our online training. And so every week we have team training. You're going to get access to all of the recordings of that. That is all found on YouTube. We also have a team Facebook page, which is where we do all of our training. So you'll get access to that. You're also going to get access to our mentorship group, which is monthly. So it'll be June, even though this says May, but you'll get access to our June mentorship group in a pod. So usually depending on where you are in your business, we like to group you with other women or men that are at the same level, so that you guys can ask questions together. You guys can find, and you'll be surprised, people will find new friends in that area, in that little pod. They'll grow together, and they'll learn together. And so you're going to get access to that. You're also going to get invited to quarterly trainings with other coaches in the network. And then you're going to get access to a very diverse team of driven individuals. I will say, one thing I love about our team as a whole, between Bianca and I, we have a very diverse team. A very diverse team of just all types of men and women from all different backgrounds, and it's something that I love so much. So what are the costs to being a coach? So on average, anyone usually will invest between $160 to $220, usually depending on which package you get started with. Guys, this is a steal because, when it comes to you're starting a business. And so when I actually got started, probably very similar to Bianca, I paid $205 for one workout, and here with this investment, you're getting access to all of our workouts, the majority of them. So that is definitely a steal, and you're going to get that investment. And then after that, the only mandatory fee that is required to be a coach is $15.95. And the reason why we have this fee is because we have 24/7 customer service, that you'll be able to access. We have a website, we have an online office that this helps to also service. You don't have to, take on any inventory in your home. You don't have to worry about any shipping for the products. You don't have to worry about returns. Everything is done by Beachbody. And so this low cost, and low risk, but the low cost of $15.95 is what is helping to maintain those services. You also get 25% off discount, as a coach, which is why we say a discount coach is an option, but you get 25% discount on all of your products. So that's another nice incentive. So also another thing is if you are military or veteran, your coaching fee is waived. So definitely something to let us know if you are someone who is military or veteran. So lastly are the enrollment options. So you'll see here we have many different enrollment options, and these are just a handful, but these are the ones that we typically will recommend for you to get started with. If you have Beachbody On Demand already and you want to sign up as a coach, we would recommend signing up with a completion pack. And so you can either do like a Shakeology completion pack, and that's going to be $130. And the reason why we want you to do the packages is because Beachbody will waive the $40 coach sign up fee, when you sign up. So again, something to think about. And so right now, these prices are all listing the $20 off. So right now we have a summer sale going on. And so it's $20 off all of our packages. So definitely something to take advantage of right now. Also, so this is the Shakeology completion pack for people who have Beachbody On Demand. If you are someone that you just want just a regular basic Beachbody On Demand with Shakeology, it's $140. If you want to get the package that comes with our sliders, our containers, and our bands, it's $160. And if you want to get the deluxe package, which comes with Shakeology plus our performance line, which is our pre-workout and our post-workout shake, which is amazing, it's on sale for $200. So what I would suggest is, plan on investing anywhere between 140 to 200, 220, depending on what items you want to get. You may want to add on collagen. We have collagen. You may want to add on some snack bars. You may want to add on a couple more things, but plan to invest that amount of money to get started. So let's say you sign up today and you're like, Stephanie, Bianca, I want to get the package for 140. You would pay 140 today. We would sign you up. And then 1 month from now is when you would get charged the $15.95. So it's not 140 plus $15.95 today. It's just the 140 today. And then 1 month from now, you'll be charged the $15.95. And again, that's the only mandatory fee. And for those of you who worry about contracts, there's no contract. You can always cancel at any time very easily, very easily. So I like to put that out there as well. So definitely reach out to your coach so that you guys can decide what is going to be the best package. And then lastly, why this team? I always say, why this team? Why this opportunity? I hope that you can see from me and Bianca, sharing our stories that this business has changed our lives. For me, I am working less clinically, and that's because of this business. It's because, we're making as much as we are with this business, and it's now allowing me to dream even bigger. Bianca's been able to be mostly home with her children for the past several years, which is amazing, right? And so, with this team and this opportunity, you're going to get such an amazing community. I think the biggest benefit is the community. It's the idea that no matter what you're trying to accomplish, we're going to support you. Even if you come in and you're like, I can't do this, we're going to say, it's okay. Still be a part of our community and still participate and still work on yourself and still do your personal development and take your time. You don't need to run. You don't need to, it's all about waking up every day and doing a few things, to better yourself every single day. And we're going to support you where you are. We're never going to make you feel bad for what you're doing. We're going to support you and encourage you. And all we're going to do is encourage you to dream big and give you that support and provide you with a positive community so that you can go after those dreams. And lastly, what I would say is life begins one step out of your comfort zone. If you're listening to this and you're like, wow, this sounds really exciting, I want to encourage you to lean into that excitement, because one of the things, I do life coaching as well. I've mentored hundreds of women over the past, close to 8 years. And I always tell people from my own experience, lean into the excitement that you feel in your life, because when you're excited about something, that's literally your spirit pushing you towards a direction. It's literally showing you, you know what, there's something here. There's something here for you, right? And how many people, who doesn't want to live life excited? Who doesn't want to wake up with excitement and excited to talk to your business partners and talk to your friends, who are friends, and excited to cheer other people on, right? There's no competition here. There's no competition. It's literally supporting and cheering other people on. And what I've learned is that it's not about comparing. It's the more that you have success in your circle, the closer you are to that success. So the more that you're cheering that person on and you're seeing close people reaching high levels, that means you're this much closer to being where they are as well. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in that circle. And so if you want to be around positive women, encouraging women, women that are going after big dreams, that are looking to change their lives, the direction of their lives, their family lives, really change the way they're totally living, then I would encourage you to join us. So that's what I have. I know Bianca has a meeting, and so I was looking at the time, but
Oh, we did good. We did awesome.
But if you guys have any questions, Bianca, you can hop off. I'll see if anyone has any questions. But thank you, Bianca, for coming on and sharing your message with us.
Thank you for having me, and thank you guys for allowing us to share this business with you that we're so excited about. I just wanted to say a little bit before I hop off. And a lot of times when we are presented with opportunities like this, we like to think about the what ifs, right? What if my husband doesn't support me? What if I I suck? What if if you're like me, I was what if I sign up and nobody signs up? Nobody, I'd never have one customer. Those are my what ifs that I went through my head. And I just look back and I know that person that I was back then was always looking for the negative that could happen. So, me being down the road a little bit and just being able to shine this light for you guys, I want you to encourage you to think about the what ifs, but just change it a little bit and think about all of the good things that could come out of it, right? What if you were able to quit your day job? What if you were able to be home with your kids? What if you rock at this and you're the best coach ever, and you're this is one of the only businesses where you can come in to our team and surpass us. You can be even more of a rock star than we are. So what if, right? Think about all of the good what ifs instead of thinking about all the bad what ifs, because sometimes that we're conditioned that way. So I just want to enlighten you and just kind of have you guys look on a different direction. But yeah, that's what I got. So thank you so much. Thank you, Steph, for having me, and thank you guys for your time. And I hope you guys have a great night.
Thank you, guys. And if there's any questions or anything, you guys can ask in the chat box. But if not, yeah, she's going to another meeting. So talk about time management, mama over there. She's over there running to another meeting that she has at 8 o'clock. And she was like, we're going to do this, right? We're going to finish by 8. I'm like, yes, we're going to finish by 8. I promise we're going to. My social handle for those is at healthy-doc. So at healthy-doc. And yeah, guys, I would just encourage you, at the end of the day, you just got to go for it. You just got to go for your dreams. You just got to go after and make a decision. That's the key. I think every person that I see who has success, it's that they make a decision that they're going to go for it. And they say that it's, when we go to Tony Robbins, they say this thing about burning the boats, right? You can't have one foot in the door and like one foot's like a door stopper, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, yeah, you know, but if like XYZ comes up, then I'm not gonna do it. Or like if I hear like 100 no's, I'm gonna give up. Or if nobody signs up the one time that I post, you know, this isn't for me. You have to literally make that decision that you're going to go all in. Make that decision that you're going to go all in, and don't waver on that. And just say, you know what, no matter what, I'm going to figure it out. And if this opportunity is not for you, that's okay too. But I want to encourage you that whatever you go after in your life, whatever it is, if it's something you really want, just make that decision and say, no matter what, I'm going to stick it through. Because in business, as an entrepreneur, you know, because I know there's a lot of you in here who are coaches already too, like there's ups and downs in entrepreneurship, you know, it's a roller coaster. And you have to, when the roller coaster is, you know, when you're going down the hill and it's not as fun, you have to be working on your mindset, your personal development, and you have to still be taking action and still believing, you know what, I'm going to see this through. And just never, never, never giving up. You know, I being in this business now 7 years, it's always, I can't believe it's been 7 years, but 7 years, you know, of being in this business and showing up consistently. And now for me and our organization, now we're building momentum again. And I think back, if I would have given up on the times when I wanted to give up, guys, there were times I wanted to give up, but that's anyone's story. That's anyone, when it was hard, etc. That's anyone. But if I would have given up then, we wouldn't be where we are now. And it's the same thing for you and your story, you know, so just don't give up. Keep at it, keep working on yourself, and keep showing up, because the world needs you and needs your story and needs to hear, you know, needs your message. So that's my last tidbit for those. I think there's coaches on here. So, but awesome, guys. Well, thank you guys for coming on, and we'll post a recording and so you guys can share it. All right. Bye.